Hello, my name is Ty Vomsal. This is my EDL853 Module 1 Professional Introductions. So like I just said, my name is Ty Vomsal. I'm an educator because it allows me to provide guidance and be a role model and a positive influence on the lives of students, as well as provide them with a safe place to take risks, learn, and grow. I love to build positive relationships and share and teach real-world skills that will help any learner feel more confident in themselves and their abilities. In my professional life, I'm an educator, a role model, and a colleague. This is my 7th year teaching. All of them have been at Fort Collins High School in Fort Collins, Colorado. My content area is family and consumer sciences, which is a pretty broad content area. It is kind of like the evolution of the traditional home ec. We offer a variety of different classes ranging from child development to interior and fashion design, culinary arts. So just because it is such a broad content area, I kind of specialize and focus in on the nutrition and the culinary piece. I teach an introduction culinary class, an advanced culinary class that also is a concurrent enrollment college level course. I teach a nutrition and wellness, and then one called financial life management on occasion, which just teaches kids real world skills, how to manage their finances, look and find apartments, read and understand leases, things that are going to be beneficial for them in their near future as they get to the end of their high school experience. I love what I teach. It's hard for me to think about leaving the classroom. My purpose for getting my master's degree in educational administration is to open up more doors for my future. I have no intention of leaving the classroom anytime super soon. This is also my first year that I'm spending in the role as department head, so taking on a lot of new challenges in my professional life as well as doing grad school on top of that. I'm also part of one of the largest departments in all of Colorado. Most family and consumer sciences departments are 2 or 3 people. We have a little over 5 full-time people. And another just interesting little tidbit is that in Colorado, there are 3 male family and consumer sciences teachers, and I am one of those 3. So definitely not a lot of us floating around. But for my professional goal, I want to be able to continue to expand my program and influence to reach as many students as possible to impart life skills and the knowledge that helps students prepare for life outside of high school, whatever direction their life might take them. In my personal life, I love spending time with my friends, my family, and dogs. Both my older brother and younger sister and their spouses live in Fort Collins, so we spend a lot of time with each other. That's all 3 of us down here in the bottom right corner. The rest of my friends, family, everything like that is kind of out here. And then I also love spending time with my girlfriend and my dogs, Cedric and Taco. Cedric is this big one. Taco's the little Chihuahua. We love being outdoors and active, hiking, camping, going to the gym. Golf takes up more of my time and money than it should, but what are you going to do? And then I also love cooking and developing new recipes. Cooking is kind of like my therapy, my stress relief, my way of imparting my creativity on something, which is good because then I get to eat it as well. So that's an added benefit. As far as the content questions and the content information for creating an inclusive school culture, content question number 1, what is the school leader's role in maintaining an inclusive school culture? So in my opinion, creating an inclusive school culture starts at the top with the leadership because they're the ones who kind of set the tone for the rest of the school. Administrators and school leaders know about the challenges that are facing students and families, and so due to that fact, it is up to them, and they're responsible for addressing them and coming up with systems to build and maintain and address those specific individual challenges that face students and families. So strategies that can be used to maintain and build an inclusive culture include using inclusive language for all races, genders, and sexual orientation, as well as preventing others from talking about those groups in a derogatory way. You can also encourage staff to collaborate with each other with the administration, with parents and local community to ensure that the school has a plan to make sure that everybody can participate in the schooling environment and achieve in ways that help to minimize the barriers and are supportive of just general learning. What to do in a leadership position if an inclusive school culture does not exist. Creating an inclusive school culture will take work from all stakeholders within a school system. As a building leader, some steps that you could take would be to use research-based articles that focus on respectful school cultures and share it with the staff. Discuss the need for an inclusive school culture at faculty meetings and to place emphasis on it. Make sure that everybody in the school knows the importance of creating an inclusive school culture. If you set that tone from the top and you really provide a path for everyone to follow, they will follow you along that path. You can create a principals advisory council or cabinet to focus on school culture as your main priority, including a variety of different stakeholders, creating a diverse group of teachers, students, maybe even parents, community members, people who have a vested interest in the school system. You can train staff to address issues when they see it or hear it in the hallway. Having some sort of consistency and buy-in from the staff will lead to a little bit more consistency and buy-in from the students, because that is part of creating a culture in the school. And then you can start a Gay Straight Alliance at your school, other clubs, organizations that project the image of support to all of the different diverse learners that are found within your school. For content question 2, what support can a leader provide to encourage advocacy? So a school leader can be the voice for students to ensure that each student feels accepted and welcomed in the school environment. School leaders can create safe places for students to openly discuss thoughts and feelings about privilege and other structural oppression, as well as other student demographic related concepts to raise awareness and help flesh out feelings and assumptions. Creating that safe place to kind of learn through experience and collaboration can be incredibly powerful for making sure that students are more well informed about the specific and individual challenges that face unique populations inside your school. Using parents and guardians and involving them to be allies, that can be an incredibly powerful thing to make sure that everyone is on the same page and striving towards the same goal. And then they can create clubs, events structured at supporting and raising awareness for diverse populations, things like No Name Calling Week, the Gay Straight Alliance that I already spoke of, including diverse literature that shows a variety of different type of families, family structures, individuals as part of classroom material or just in the library, helps raise awareness and makes students feel seen at their school. Content question 3, what plans and strategies can be implemented to ensure the equitable treatment of students and or staff in an inclusive culture? Creating environments for students where barriers are minimized and learning supports and flexibility are built into the environment at the outset. So by creating those environments in the first place, it can help with engagement. So you can offer options and supports to stimulate motivation and sustain enthusiasm for learning. You can build in representation, so presenting information in different ways to support a variety of different types of access and understandings of the same content. And then following that up with action and expression, so offering different options and supports to all learners so that everyone can create, learn, and share in ways that they identify with and ways that make sense to them, so that they can still address the standards in a variety of different ways. You can also create and revise curriculum that addresses concepts like privilege, oppression, global power structures, and racism, and providing academic support services to ensure that all students can thrive within a classroom. The last question, what steps can a school leader take to change negative assumptions that affect teaching and learning in an inclusive school culture? It is up to the administrators and teachers ultimately to ensure that negative assumptions that affect teaching and learning do not interfere with an inclusive culture. This can be achieved by equipping teachers with enough of an understanding on diverse topics to properly support the students when discussing them, whether in a formal classroom setting, in a club, during an event, just generally in the hallway. Making sure that there's trainings available and there's information, there's education to equip teachers with a solid foundation and understanding can help convey the correct message and understanding for the students that they serve. Hiring a staff that reflects the diversity of the students and demonstrates an institutional level, a respect for all people and races of different economic backgrounds. Provide opportunities for students to interact with people of different races and socioeconomic statuses. This will help reduce stereotypes and intolerance. And then ultimately just leading by example. Like I've already said, staff and administrators can set the tones and expectations that students are meant to follow when it comes to our diverse populations and creating an inclusive school culture. Here is my citation page, all of my references. Thanks for watching. Excited to take this class.